Welcome back.
Episode 59.
Yes, it's the Taylor Swift episode again.
No, it's not. This is a special Valentine's Day episode.
It is Valentine's Day, but you can't talk about Valentine's Day and love without Broken Hearts and Taylor Swift, which she does not have right now, but you know what she does have? She has a new album coming out soon. She doesn't have a new lover that I know of. That would be awkward. The Super Bowl, Chiefs lose and by 50 if she has a new lover.
She has to drop him if they lose by 50.
Yes. Well, actually,
when they won by 50.
It was yesterday. They won by 50.
They lost by 50.
They won or lost by 50.
Or both.
One or the other, that's all we know.
Everybody won.
But she does have a new album coming out 4/19, which makes me disappointed she did not do it on 4/20.
Dang it. Tortured Poets Department coming at you.
Yeah, just like the Tortured Until Next Week podcast hosts.
Will she be quoting Lamentations again? We'll be finding out.
We will know sooner rather than later. Because every day that goes by, it's sooner, you know?
No.
Okay, really, this isn't the Taylor Swift podcast, but that's how we wanted to start our cold open, because why not?
Because it's Valentine's Day.
It is, and we'll dig into that more here in a minute, but this is episode 59 of the Until Next Week podcast.
I love love.
Welcome back to episode 59 of the Until Next Week podcast.
No, I want it to be episode 60.
It will be next week. You have to wait until next week. Not until next week, okay?
No, I want it to be this week.
I know you're going with a bit still. Whereas it's like, yeah, we have to wait until next week, but it is 59.
No, I have no bits.
You have no bits? Or pieces?
What?
Or anything? Okay, that's cool.
No, I'm a torture poet department. I have no idea what she means by that title.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out more later. I know a lot of her album is going to be about her English. I don't know why I said it like that, but her boyfriend.
Did she go to college?
Huh?
Did she go to college?
No, because she started singing at like 15 and she was a multimillionaire by like 16.
So you can't go to college if you're a millionaire?
There's not really a huge point to when you're in that profession.
Maybe I want to be more sophisticated.
Oh, very sophisticated indeed.
Yes.
Yes, young Padawan.
No.
But yeah, it should be a vibe of an album. I don't really know too much about it otherwise, or other than she's going to completely destroy her old boyfriend. And who knows?
Joe, right?
Yeah.
Why? I thought they broke up amicably.
I don't think it probably ended super well, which is why she's about to have an entire album roasting him, and it's going to be great. And then her next album is not going to be Red Taylor's version. It's going to be Red Chiefs edition, Chiefs version.
No.
And it's going to be about Travis Kelce, how after he won the Super Bowl, he proposed.
He did. I saw it.
It was awesome because it happened yesterday. They're already married.
It happened yesterday. Usher was performing at halftime.
He's like, yeah. And then Travis Kelce's like, hey, will you marry me? And Taylor Swift's singing along like, yeah. I'm like, no. Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
What happened was...
yeah.
What happened was...
I can't believe Usher just like showed up the way he did.
No.
Wasn't that crazy?
What happened was...
He only sang yeah on repeat every single song because the other songs are just not super relevant.
No, Travis Claus came out at halftime and said, hey, yo, Ush, let me get the mic. And then he said... Friends around the world, I knew you want me to marry Taylor, therefore I will.
And he waited until he was singing the song, yeah, which that's the only song he sang. So like, hey, Usher, can I have the mic? He's like, yeah. Oh, dang
What about Make Love in This Club? That's by Usher too, right?
I mean, I guess so.
I wanna make love in this club.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
He will probably sing that, but the only song I know really by heart, like deep down, is yeah.
In the club with my homies.
That's 50 Cent.
Oh,
In the club. In the club is 50 Cent. I met him at Hy-Vee in Springfield, Missouri. I don't know if I ever talked about that before.
You told me about that, but you haven't told the good listening fans of the Until Next Week podcast.
So me and 50 Cent were tight.
I almost said Hy-Vee podcast.
Yeah, the Hy-Vee podcast. Hy-Vee sponsors Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Caitlin Clark, and now the Until Next Week podcast.
I only like one of those people.
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, it's Caitlin
Clark. But speaking of Caitlin Clark,
I pressed the right one.
She broke the scoring record, maybe by now. She's like 60 points away. She'll have at least 1 or 2 games before this releases.
You know what I don't like?
What?
Bots on the internet.
Can I get back to my story about 50 Cent?
Oh, sorry. Did my story interrupt the beginning of your story?
I think so. We'll get back to the bots in a minute. But yeah, like a couple years ago, randomly there was an announcement that 50 Cent was going to be in Springfield, Missouri at Hy-Vee. And I was like, why is this happening? And I guess Hy-Vee had a thing where they had like some exclusive like alcohol lines with different celebrities.
Hy-Vee would.
And I think a part of that deal was that these celebs would go and have like a meet and greet with fans at Hy-Vee's. But the only way you could meet them was if you purchased like their alcohol.
Huh.
I had never purchased alcohol in my life,
Samuel.
And I debated it for a while, and then I was like,
Samuel,
I will buy the cheapest bottle of alcohol to meet 50 Cent. So I spent like $52 on a signed bottle, I think, of Cognac. I don't even know what that is.
And you gave it to children?
I bought it, so then I got in line, and then I met 50 Cent. And he was kind of, I mean, it was like 12 seconds. Like I walked in, they had to use like hand sanitizer. He used hand sanitizer between each people. It was like slightly after COVID.
Oh.
But also he probably was just scared to be in the Midwest and he didn't know what diseases he would get.
Like corn.
Yes. His corn makes whiskey. And whiskey might have been part of the stuff he sold.
It could have been in there.
Yeah. But it was basically they gave you a bottle to hold, which I think they did that so you wouldn't touch 50 Cent maybe. So I'm holding this random bottle of alcohol and then he has like his arm around me and then we take a quick picture and then I go on my way. And then on the way out, they give me the bottle I purchased that's signed by him. And that was it.
What's 50 Cent's real name?
It's not 50 Cent.
Why not?
Because he's a whole dollar.
Dang it. Girl, you ain't a dime piece, you the whole dollar.
Yeah. He's the whole thing. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, if anything, it just makes for a great story because I can just bring up randomly, like, yeah, I met 50 Cent. It's like, where? It's like at Hy-Vee. It's like, what?
Duh.
In Springfield. So like, the whole thing is just crazy.
I met 50 Cent in the whitest place in the country, Hy-Vee in Springfield, Missouri.
It was an experience for sure, but it was pretty fun. It was something I will never forget because it was so random.
You should have asked some questions about his rap game.
Yeah, I should have. I should have started spinning some beats. You know?
Yeah, you should have given him the beat to our intro and see if he could.
Which at that point we hadn't even talked about the podcast yet,
allegedly,
because this would have been late 2021, I believe, and we started this beginning of 2023, which means we talked about this at the end of 2022. So
yeah, that sounds right.
It's been a bit, but
that sounds right.
It's all good. Also, none of this within our notes.
Yeah.
So make sure to subscribe if you haven't on Spotify and Apple. Make sure to leave us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. Leave us a written review on Apple. Leave us voice memos if you want. And please tell your friends because we're trying to take this podcast to the moon. Also, we did not reach 5 million subscribers, so I won't do anything you want. But
I forgot you made that promise.
If we reach 3 million this week, I'll do whatever you want. So I'm lowering the bar a little bit. So now it's realistic. So 3 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And then I'll do whatever.
If you leave a voice memo.
To waltz with potatoes.
No. If you leave a voice memo, I won't burn your house down.
Bet.
I have not committed arson in a while.
Bet. No cap. No cap.
No cap. Straight slay queen.
Yeah. You got that Riz.
No, the Rizzler, the Rizzard of Oz.
The Riz alert.
The Rizzly Bear.
It's not an Amber Alert anymore. We got Riz alerts going on to lose.
Dang it. My kids are always trying to...
Kidnapping kids.
What? This is the last time we record at night again.
It's not actually that late. It's only 9:28.
You say that. I got up before the sun did this morning.
That's because you went back to work, which...
That's my update.
Hey, and great transition. Go into that.
Dane was forced to go back to work. I thought I was above this. What are you touching my arm for?
You're moving the table, and it's squeaking a lot, and I don't want that to pick up on the mics.
I want the mic to pick it up. Maybe it's part of the ambiance.
Just try not to move the table,
We're
please.
sitting here in one lit room.
We know you went back to work, but how about you get back to the podcast and talk about
every
what we're
week,
talking about?
This is the most romantic thing that happens to me every week.
The lights are dimmed, and you are looking pretty nice today. The hair's coming in really good.
I know.
On my face.
I've been working on it. I've been flexing a lot. It's been really showing in my body.
I'm really disappointed.
I didn't want to acknowledge your face.
If Michael would have been here, he'd be like, oh, but Michael is no longer with us because he's in Kansas City.
He's alive, dang it. But that Michael guy, he's a communist.
Yeah, but you went back to work?
I went back to work because the Dane Needs to Pay Rent Foundation needed a deposit.
That makes sense. I guess know. Money,
I felt like a commoner again. I mean, sure, I wasn't, in a hospital bed having cancer, but I might as well have been.
Yeah, I mean, what's worse? Like cancer or going back to work?
I don't know. Both are really tough, if I'm being honest. Because both has a general set of guidelines that they're like, Dane, you can't do this. Dane, you need to do this. Dane, blah, 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 blah. Because, for instance, today I hit some of my goals. But it's for about, an hour, I decided that there's this guy I work with. He's really conservative.
Yeah.
And he left to go do some manual labor part of the job. I stay back because I have a port, so I can't do manual labor.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what should I do? Should I work or should I print out 20 pictures of Joe Biden and Barack Obama and hide them in his cubicle?
Okay.
And so I did.
Yeah, Dane. Shout out.
So I hid them all, and he came back, and he was like, what is this? What the? And then he only found 10.
You had an ongoing bit there for a while where you were doing that. Also, you did it with like our number 2 sponsor, Drake Trust and Art, where you had them. They got like a random package in the mail that said like, thanks for your support of $400 to whatever political campaign that he was not feeling. Or like, he probably wouldn't give money to any political campaign in general. So getting mail saying you did, it's just like, what is this?
I saw this thing on the interwebs. The internet is a great invention.
Wait, the interwebs or the internet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And it is a fantastic invention. And so what I saw on there was prank mail that said, said, thank you for your contribution to the Biden campaign, the 2024 campaign.
Yeah.
And on the inside, if you actually opened it, it said it was a prank and everything. But on the flip side of it, it said, you have achieved the gold standard, $500 a month. Thank you for your contribution. And it looked very official. And so I bought it for Jake Trust and Art.
Yeah.
And he also did not like it.
Do you know what would have been funnier?
What?
If you actually did steal his credit card and donate $500.
I love credit card fraud.
You're like, yeah, it's a joke. Gosh. And then he gets the statement later. He's like, yeah. Oh, Dane.
He totally would have reported that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jake Trustin deserves it. He's a big, politics guy.
Yeah. So big.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to work, it was lame, but I got to work or something. And then, people need their vending machine snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're the number one. I mean, they haven't been able to have any vending machine snacks in quite some time without you there.
Yeah. Honestly, whenever I came back, the people were like, we're so glad you're back. The place needed a morale boost. It actually kind of sucked.
I picture it as like that meme of SpongeBob when he's inside his head and papers are flying up. Everything's on fire. Like, what do we do? And that is what happened when you weren't there.
Yeah, because I met with my immediate team and I said, okay, so now we're going to stretch, right? Because I initiated a stretching.
You go arms, legs, like how do you?
It was arms, legs, thighs. You do a little back, and then we do high knees to the door and back.
Do you do partner stretches as well?
No, that's too intimate.
Okay, that's good.
We'll get to that later. But but they said they don't stretch anymore, and I said, what do you mean?
Wait. So wait, you actually do stretches?
Yeah. No. Every morning for the first 20, 30 minutes, I make us all do stretches.
Yeah.
And then our bosses have walked in on us many times and they don't do anything about it.
That is kind of awesome.
And we go on 3 walks a day because I went to my boss and
why only 3?
Well, because that's just the number we kind of came up with, morning, lunch, and afternoon. But I went up to our bosses and said, hey, due to state of Missouri law, we are owed 2 15-minute smoke breaks a day. So I'm going to give you an option here.
How long?
2 15-minute smoke breaks.
I thought you said 50 minutes. No, I'm like, I got to pick up smoking.
Yeah. No, that's what I told him. I said, hey, you either let us go on the equivalent of 30 minutes of walk time a day, or we will buy packs of cigarettes and go stand outside and not do work anyways.
See, that's what's awesome about your job, how you can do that, because in other salaried positions, I'm not going to say which ones.
You should pick up smoking too.
I mean, you still just have to get your job done, which
that's true.
It doesn't really, taking the break then is like, well, I'm still working. I'm just working later.
Exactly.
So it's like, it only really works if you're like in an hourly position.
Which is me.
Which is great then for you. You have to, then you get paid for those 15 minutes.
Now you're thinking
if you're
about
going hourly, or it's like, hey, do not go over 40 hours. Then it makes sense. But
that's exactly how
otherwise, it's not really helpful.
Yeah. Getting paid salary is a scam.
you're not wrong.
We will give you this amount of money and we will do anything we want to you. That's what that's saying.
That's what it said on the back page I didn't read.
That's what I read.
Yeah.
What's your update of the week? Tell me now.
This has been this has been a good episode. I already feel it. Oh, Dane, stop it. Oh, stop tickling me. Dane, stop. Oh, whoa.
I do what I must.
He had no idea what was going to happen when he clicked that button.
I like pressing buttons.
Yes, you do. You have basically 7 to choose from because the red button is just our intro music. So don't click
I'm going to push the other red button.
There's no other red button.
What do you mean? The giant one that says record?
Do not click that button.
Press that one.
Because that will stop this and I would be very mad at you.
I like it though.
Yeah, but so I didn't really have a lot of crazy stuff happen this week, but for some reason I decided to watch some of the Grammys.
Why?
Which is a lot of like really rich people who think they're better than all of us. And that is not true. They're better than some of us.
Just the felons.
Yeah. The only okay, I don't really care about award shows like in general. Unless it's sports related. But in the Grammys, so like my favorite like artist growing up, by artist I mean singing person, rapper person, was Lecrae. And it's still, honestly, Lecrae is like always one of my top 5 musicians I listen to. And he has won 2 Grammys in his life. One was in like 2011, the other was in like 2015.
That's when he came out with It's Hot in Here.
You're thinking of Nelly.
Same person.
Yeah, they are basically. But he got a Grammy and then he got another Grammy. He got 2 Grammys and I was like, that is so cool. I knew he was nominated, but I didn't expect him to win anything. And I don't think he expected to either, especially to win 2. So he was like super excited. It was cool to see.
What category?
Again, it's not like any of the main categories. So this is all like pre-show stuff. So I just like heard about it and then it is recorded, but it's not on like the main like 7 p.m. time.
Oh.
I think one was like maybe like Christian like album of the year, something along those lines. And the other one was like basically like Christian like song of the year or something again along those lines. And
I have no idea what those would be.
Yeah, I don't think I've really listened to the song before because it was like a single he did with his other artist. And I don't know if I've listened to it all the way through, but it won a Grammy. And then I've listened to the album because it was Church Clothes 4 because he had Church Clothes 1, 2, 3, and this was the 4th. And it was a very good album.
Kind of like Lil Wayne.
Yeah, they're basically the same person as well.
And the Carter 1 through 5.
Lil Wayne, Nelly,
Tupac,
Lecrae, Taylor Swift and Dolly Parton are all the same person.
Joe Flacco won Comeback Player of the Year.
Shout out. Did he actually?
Yeah, it just came through.
Oh, let's go. That's awesome.
I can tell you other things.
I would have been mad if it was not Joe Flacco. Because
what about DeMar Hamlin? He almost
did not
died.
Yeah, and then he almost died again when they had him do that trick play.
That's horrible.
But yeah, so watch the Grammys. Lecrae got a couple awards, so I thought that was really cool because it's just nice seeing him get recognized for all the work he's done in the Christian rap industry, and it's awesome. And then besides that, a lot of stuff I didn't really care about, but Taylor Swift won a couple of Grammys. She announced her new album, which now we're all hyped about, so we have content again.
Well, if you noticed, she was wearing gloves before she accepted the Grammy and then wasn't wearing gloves afterwards because people who follow Taylor Swift this much need to get a day job. I saw that as a meme online.
That's funny. But yeah, she won a couple Grammys and then announced her new album. And then a couple of this random things that happen was they have like different performances. And Travis Scott, who's a rapper that I don't listen to because he not worships very good, and he does that, and people die at his concerts, and he just cusses up a storm in his music. And they had the brilliant idea, hey, on national television, let's have him perform. So basically, it was like him singing a couple words and then just go silent, and then singing the word and silent, and it's like talking about like the people in the back who have to like bleep him. It's just like get it. Like push the button like nonstop because
they're earning their money.
A lot of it was cut out, and I'm like, why would you have him on here? Like, you can't even. It's not a good performance because so much of it's muted.
I bet they're salary.
And also, he just wasn't good. It was a bad performance overall. Yeah. And then the only other thing, which was that interesting, was that Jay-Z got like a Lifetime Achievement Award, and then he basically went up there and was like, "Yeah, these awards are kind of pointless. I don't get how my wife, Beyonce, has the most Grammys ever, but has never won Album of the Year. You think that's a little messed up? Yeah. Also, some of y'all shouldn't even been nominated.
Like, is that what he said?
That's the summary. Was like, yeah, some of y'all got nominated like in categories you shouldn't have been in, and then he's just trying to like, I mean,
you're all very talented.
He like tries to back up, but then he kind of like goes back down again, and then he kind of says like the whole thing's kind of stupid in a way. And it was showing. There's like a meme, and it's like as soon as he goes backstage, it's like the Academy who votes for everything. They like grab him. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This wasn't a part of the plan.
You're not supposed to expose everything.
But also you can't like cut him off because he got like a Lifetime Achievement Award, and they're not going to cut you off in the middle of your speech because that looks especially bad. And when you're one of the most powerful people in the music industry, married to one of the most powerful women in the music industry,
number 2 now,
you just let him do whatever, and then you go from there. But it was all over the place, and I probably won't watch the Grammys again until like next year.
Dang it. I don't think I've ever watched the Grammys or any award show.
Yeah, I don't really care about most of them. Unless there's like someone, I might follow it, just be like, hey, is Lecrae going to win? Okay, that's kind of cool. Or if there's someone else I'm intrigued to see if they win a Grammy, that's cool.
I just don't understand the point. I'm going to get the update on my phone.
Yeah. I mean, again, they have like some performances like within it. Yeah, so it can, or it's like you can maybe get like excited. Like it's the same. Like you watch the Super Bowl, you watch like other sporting events. Like I get the update. I saw they won on a walk-off home run.
That's different.
It's not as exciting.
That's because we don't know the outcome yet.
Yeah, but people who are really into music and let's say not into sports, that is their Super Bowl.
Well, they need to start watching sports.
They should, because sports is so much better. I think I saw again like something else the other day where it's like, what do people do who don't watch sports? Like this is awesome. Like these like crazy like plays like Hail Marys or whatever else, or like these walk-off home runs. Like this is so much better. Like
they probably have seen every movie.
Yeah, this I guess watching movies, listening, like reading, like spending time with their family and having good relationships. Like what's the point?
Super lame.
Yeah, don't do that. Watch sports.
I saw a meme where it said girls going up to their boyfriends. So what do men do after football season?
We just watch the other sport.
You just switch to a different sport.
Yeah, and sometimes you watch 4 sports in one day because it's like the perfect, I don't know what it's called, where it's like they have like the playoffs for like baseball and
just
hockey.
the month of October.
Yeah, because then you got beginning of kind of basketball and football, and then hockey's in the middle, and then baseball playoffs.
Yeah, October is awesome, and the weather's getting cold outside.
Yeah,
fall. And speaking of falling into love,
we have grinds my gears. You're trying to skip ahead. Oh, but you do. Okay, maybe you do have a transition here.
Maybe.
What do you got here for what grinds your gears, Dane?
Well, number 1 is work uniforms. I should be able to wear whatever I want if I'm not leaving the office. And here's why.
Whatever.
Maybe not whatever I want.
I know you haven't been to work in a while, but they do have some rules, Dane.
I don't know why I couldn't wear my Bugs Bunny suit with the removable butt flaps.
You said it. I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
Dang it. Thus going back to work, I wore what I usually do, collared shirt, and I wore some dark blue jeans and some tennis shoes. And I get there and they're like, hey, you can't wear blue jeans. And I'm like,
I have cancer.
Well, first off, I have cancer.
Yeah.
But second off, I was like, I could wear it before I left. Why? How come we can't do it now? And they're like, because corporate said you can't do it anymore.
Oh, wait. So that actually was something that changed while you were gone?
Yeah.
That stinks. You're like, I'm going to quit.
Well, I was like, my team had told me that over text message, but I was like, I'm going to push back and see what happens. And then
they're like, my other pants is what caused it.
Yeah. But no, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And then they were like, well, you have to wear black pants, and it's only because you go into the field sometimes. And I said, wait a second. I don't go into the field. I'm literally exempt from that right now. So I'm like, what's the point? And they're like, no, you can't. You have to wear black pants. You can't wear blue jeans or even khakis.
First day back on the job, you're just shooting shots every which way.
Well, and then I said, but then why are you wearing jeans? Because they were wearing jeans.
Were they
not only jeans, but jeans with holes in them. And I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, why are you wearing jeans? They're like, because I don't go on the field. I said, neither do I. And I'm starting to get mad at this point in the argument. And they said, well, corporate said that girls can wear leggings if they want.
I identify as a... Nah, I'm not going this route.
I said I'm going to order a pair of leggings and wear them to work, and then they're going to have to deal with the repercussions. I did not actually do that. But
girls can wear leggings, but you can't wear jeans.
I can't wear solid color, no hole, dark jeans.
That's messed up.
That's what I was trying to make the point.
That actually is messed up.
I then tried to compromise. I said, hey, what if I have a pair of pants that I keep here, black slacks, whatever you want me to keep here, to where if I have to go out in the field, I just change into those. They said no. And I was like, what? I'm like, what are we talking about?
Whenever you do eventually leave that job, you got to be like, it was a jean policy.
It was the jean policy.
It got me. It's been stirring in me this whole time.
I was over here. I went to the GM of our company for Missouri.
You legit went to the GM?
Yeah, because her and I are friends. I go and sit in her office and talk about non-work related things all the time. And I asked her, actually I didn't. I mean, I did ask her this. I said, what are you leaving me in your will? She didn't like that. But she lets me drive her car sometimes, pick up food, all that jazz. I'm the personality hire. I really am.
Yeah.
But so I went to her and I was like, Emily, this doesn't make any sense. Like, please explain to me all these things. She goes, well, I kind of agree with you, but you have to go with what corporate says.
So is this like a national company then, or
we have branches in Oklahoma and Texas and Iowa and Missouri, obviously, Kansas, and
honestly, just so dumb.
I was like, I'm perplexed, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, either everybody can wear it or nobody can wear it. You can't just be like, hey, you people, you kind of go out in the field sometimes. I know you're not going to do it, Dane, but you still can't do it. And then when I come up with a rational solution that is agreeable for all parties involved, no, you can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's like the job that I work at. It's kind of like dress to the occasion a little bit. So like if you're going to go on site somewhere, you dress nicer, or like you try to match like what they dress up as. But then if you're just going to be like in the office, like you can be more casual. You can have jeans daily and like a polo or something. And it just like be aware of where you're going to be. If you're going to meet up with people, if people are going to come meet you, you dress to the occasion. And if need be, like they have like little lockers where you can keep a suit there if you need a suit or something nicer. Yeah. And that's a much better policy to have.
My company's whole point is that, well, what if somebody calls in and then you have to go out? That's where the alternate pants come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense, man.
That stings.
I know. So what we're saying is that if you want, I need you to
need me
to go tonight and carry out a mission for me.
This is going to be a long episode, so I don't know if I'll have time.
No, this is going to be part of the episode. We're going to be recording
live recording. Yeah.
So that was my first grinding my gears thing. That actually ground my gears on Monday.
Yeah. So Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is my other grind my gears because I've only ever been in a relationship on Valentine's Day once.
Shout out.
I know. I've saved so much money because of that.
Yep.
However, later on we talk about Valentine's Day gifts, and so I'll tell the story then. However, Lamar Jackson was named AP NFL Player MVP. There you go.
It was kind of called for a little bit there. People thought it would be him.
Yeah, I knew it was him. But so yeah, Valentine's Day. It's what's it called? A pagan holiday. There it is.
That's all you got for Grinds McGears, and then we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know why you have this in your Grinds McGears.
Well, I had it listed there because I was going to talk about Valentine's Day, but then we incorporated more Valentine's Day stuff into the show.
Didn't even realize that. My Grinds McGear is a little shorter, but
$6.99
is also kind of more emotional. Taco Bell, they've always been known for like their great prices and great deals where you can get a lot of calories and a lot of fat for a little price.
And happiness.
And a lot of happiness as well. But recently they've decided to raise their prices, and it's made me quite sad. They used to have their $5 boxes on there, which are so great, so good. I'm like, this is like just does not make sense how good of a price this is.
But burrito, a cheesy gordita crunch, some nachos.
I would always get the not always, but usually it'd be like the chalupa.
Chalupa's good.
With like their 5-layer burrito, which I'd get grilled.
Oh.
I'd get it grilled, and then also get instead of the meat, I would get potato switched out for the meat, just because it's a little less greasy and it's nice.
Okay.
And then
you can do that.
You can on the app. You can like.
What does it mean to grill it?
They put it like in the little grill thing,
and
then it has so then it has like grill marks, and it's so much better.
Really?
It's so much better.
Dang it.
You got to do that. It is drastically better. But yeah, I would usually get that, and it was like cheap and everything. But then recently they're like, hey, we got a new Cravings menu for like $1, $2, $3 or under $3 menu. And it's basically they raised the prices of their stuff that was cheaper.
Yeah.
So it was more expensive, but they tried to be like, yeah, look at all this stuff we have. And they like slyly pushed in a couple new items. So that would distract from the fact that they rose their prices. And then also like their boxes rose in price as well. So those $5 boxes are now $6.99. And I'm like, why? What is the point?
It's called rebranding.
I don't like it. But at the same time, I did go there today and I bought like a $9 box.
Dang it. Have you ever gotten the nachos in there and then put a hot sauce packet in it?
Not with the nachos by itself, but if I've got like the 5-layer nachos or something, then I throw hot sauce. And I've thought about putting it in the cheese itself.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But I usually just keep it, the cheese by itself, and then I have the hot sauce on all the other items I'm eating with it.
No, that's not the booze.
You were looking for this. We don't have booze on here yet.
I thought we had boo.
No, we had crickets. Yeah, I'm sorry. We were talking about
one?
You know what it is. Are you ready? Whoa. Do you see? That's Tinkerbell. See?
I want the boo.
I knew what it was. We don't have boo.
I thought we worked on that.
We don't have boo. You actually don't have the boo because you said earlier you only have had a date once on Valentine's Day.
I need you, boo.
So, but yeah, Taco Bell raising their prices. It just grinds my gears. It doesn't grind my gears as much as when McDonald's like pretty much obliterated their dollar menu a few years back.
Oh man.
And also during COVID when they got rid of their all-day breakfast and haven't brought it back. That grinds my gears more.
I went there one time.
That's awesome. I think everybody's been there one time.
I haven't been there in
McDonald's.
I haven't gone to McDonald's in like 3 years. But I went there and they didn't have all day breakfast anymore. And then I turned around and walked out, I think.
They stopped it during COVID and they used that as a reason just to not bring it back. And so many places did stuff along those lines where like COVID happened and then they just like slyly took away stuff they wanted to get rid of for years.
Yep.
And then they didn't bring it back.
Oh,
like
man.
Chick-fil-A, they haven't had their Cow Appreciation Day since 2019.
I forgot about that.
I know.
Where they give away like a free sandwich.
I know. I think they like slyly hid it away. So if they don't bring it back this year, they're completely done with it.
Wow.
Because they're like, do we want to give away millions of dollars of food one day a year when we could just sell millions of dollars?
Yeah.
And they need to give it away.
Those freaking Catholics.
Yeah. I thought you say those stinking cows.
Those two.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the worst part of COVID, that they took away Chick-fil-A Cow Appreciation Day.
Wow. I totally forgot about that until now.
I know there's so many things. Like if I really dug into it, I could probably get a pretty significant list of stuff that used to be a thing and then they slyly took it away and people forgot. And
was it just a free sandwich?
You could get any entree. So back in the day, this was not a part of the episode today.
This is more important.
They used to have for if you dressed head to toe like a cow.
That's right.
Which basically meant if I was doing that, I would just tape spots all over my legs and chest and put on like a cow mask.
You should
and
just
like
do that anyways.
Sometimes I'd put around like the Eat More Chicken sign. I'd have it around like my neck.
I thought you were going to say udders.
If you did that, some people would do that, which is crazy. And it's even crazier when like you go to the mall location because then there's people who are not there for Chick-fil-A and they're like, why is he dressed like a cow?
Because he's a furry.
Because no. But they used to have dressed head to toe. You could get a free entire meal and you could choose whatever you wanted. But then they eventually made it where it was like wear any cow related item and you got a free entree of your choice.
I would just wear a bell.
Then that's what it is now, where you can just like have a bell. Or like my go-to for the past like few years when it was only one item, I had a Eat More Chicken sign that is put around my neck, and I had that like every single year. And then I would go to every single Chick-fil-A location and then go every time again for lunch and then go every time again for dinner and then get like 9 different. They have a new Chick-fil-A in Springfield. If they bring it back
on the north side,
going everywhere. We're going everywhere. We're getting so much free Chick-fil-A.
Did I know you in 2019?
We met at Brennan McKenna's going away party.
That's right.
Yes. I was thinking about that the other day, how he's the reason this is a thing. Because we went to his going away. I was sitting outside on the porch on the concrete. You were kind of there. You started talking, I guess, like you usually do to people. And somehow...
That do be me.
somehow we got stuff going.
I'm too extroverted.
Really after that, I think it was basically K-Life.
Yeah,
or maybe
mostly.
I think, well, I also started going to Hill City for K-Life. So there's different things, and then we eventually got to
the Target parking lot.
Yeah, with the Thomas Rhett tickets.
Yeah, and Samantha Lawson.
Yep. Rip.
Wow.
She's not dead either, but she's just not a K-Life leader anymore. So
or
maybe she is. She just we just don't see her.
Karis isn't either. So
so many people, but that's why this is a podcast because
exactly.
I'm also going blank.
All right, rotating segment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So rotating segment. We're gonna rotate out all of our normal rotating segments because again, you've alluded to it. Valentine's Day is on Wednesday. If you're listening to this on February 12th, which would be Monday, and Dane had certain ideas for this segment. I don't know exactly what it's going to happen, but his first bullet point says fun fact number 24. Is this a Kobe Bryant fun fact?
No, this is facts in my head that I saw on the internet.
Okay. That's a great.
Therefore, it's fun and it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they're trying to buy their things. So, my eye burns. So
is that fun fact number 24?
No, I don't know if I don't know. I think I'm allergic to things.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is allergic to things.
Not me.
Okay, but fun fact number 24. We got to get to it.
So, Galentine's Day has been on the
shout
rise.
Out Parks and Rec.
Yeah, that's the fun fact.
Yes.
So the holiday, which is celebrated on February 13th, was introduced by Leslie Knope in Parks and Recreation.
Such a good show.
In 2010. According to Knope, Galentine's Day is, quote, all about celebrating ladies. It's like Lilith Fair minus the angst plus frittatas. That's it.
That's Friends Day. It says Friends.
I was going to say fajitas.
Yep.
I'm really bad at reading.
It's okay.
No, last night I was reading the Bible to kids.
Hey, that's a good job you're reading. Not this like the Bible, but just read in general. That's a big movement for you.
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah. I'm taking all your things.
I'm reading the Bible to kids, and I'm like reading out loud to them, and I'm struggling. And
usually it's the kids
time.
who are just like, I don't know what that says. And then you're the one, like someone walks by, it's like, oh, those kids are struggling again. They walk in. Oh, that's Dane. That is Dane who cannot read.
I will stumble over my words like nobody's business. And then I'll be
What's so hard with nobody's business?
Well,
why is that hard to read?
Because it's business.
Oh, okay.
Business, no.
Okay.
Because I'll be reading and I'll be like, and then the word of God, and I'll trail off, and then I'll be like, became flesh. and I'm just like, I can't just read in like a congruent way.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Galentine's Day has been on the rise. I thought that has been a thing like forever since like the 80s or something.
It's all because of Parks and Rec.
That's crazy.
That was that's when you really know a TV show is like especially good. If
it was a good show.
Make up some day or an event and then it becomes a normal thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so huge. I can't remember. Did The Office have any of those where they had a day? I don't remember.
Where they made up a day and it became a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I mean, other than smoking saving lives.
Yeah, and they just have a lot of quotable moments. Or actually, I think they started That's What She Said.
There's no way they started that.
I think it is. You keep talking. Oh, here, I'll look it up. Who started That's What She Said? I think it was them. While the phrase was used more recently by Steve Carell in the U.S. Office, it's thought that the origins of this much revered innuendo go way back.
Samuel can't read either.
It will only give me a little bit of it. It says the popular saying used by plenty of Brits was brought to the forefront thanks to U.S. comedy in the mid 1970s. But a history. Okay, we don't need to read into that. We don't need to read into that. It says though that Chevy Chase said it on Saturday Night Live back in like the 70s as
He's
well.
the guy who played in Footloose, right? The original.
I don't think that was Chevy Chase. That was like he was like the National Lampoon's Family Vacation.
That doesn't.
He was also in the show Community, which is another very good show along the lines of The Office and Parks and Rec. But we're going on lots of different tangents. Back to Valentine's Day. What does the acronym SAD mean, Dane?
Well, like Galentine's Day, SAD stands for Single Awareness Day, and also is on February 13th. Or it's also known, thanks to my favorite television program, How I Met Your Mother, as Desperation Day.
I feel like Sad Day is more for you as a male.
Me?
And then Galentine's Day is not for you because it's for the females because it's the Galentines and you're the guy in time.
Hill City wouldn't let me buy the women's merch. Did you know that?
That's so random. We don't need to get into that. That's funny.
So Hill City, our church,
it's for my sister. No, she's not here.
It was gonna be for me.
Was it a crop top?
No.
Really deep V? Like no, Dane.
It was a pair of leggings that said "juicy" on the back.
Juicy on the back, Hill City in the front. Like Hill City, juicy.
No, they came out with. It just said Hill City Women on
juicy.
And no, not juicy.
See, they meant to put JC for Jesus Christ, but they accidentally they bought the juicy pants. Like, we got to have these on sale. And you thought they were a great deal, which is why you wanted them.
I've just always been perplexed as to why girls would buy sweatpants that said juicy on the back.
I think it was an early 2000s, like 2010 thing.
No.
I'm like, why?
When I'm married, here's the thing. When I'm married, one of these days,
you're buying your wife juicy pants.
No, I'm buying myself juicy pants.
Juicy fruit.
At that point, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to impress any other women.
Yeah.
I'm walking around our house in my new sweatpants that say juicy on the back.
You're like, these were a great deal. I got them at the thrift store.
Oh man, no, Hill City wouldn't let me buy.
We are getting more off the trail than we ever have before.
They have a sweatshirt that says Hill City Women on it.
It says women?
It's Hill City Women.
That's why they didn't let you buy it.
No, I was like, I should be able to buy this because I want to support women. And then I was told, no, Dan, you're not a woman. And I said, first off, you don't know that.
Okay, they don't necessarily. I bet you is more so the one person you went to.
Probably.
Yeah, they're probably like, dang, no, you're not getting this.
Well, I said, I understand if you want to sell it to women first. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so, like, after a couple weeks, if you have any left over, can I buy one? They were like, no. And I'm
Do they not have Hill City men shirts?
No, they don't.
Man, whoa.
But that's not the point, I guess.
No.
Because I don't know.
So that all came, again, tangent from the acronym SAD.
Yeah, I'm sad.
So now we're coming back to it. All you have is question number 24, 21, 25.
Perfect.
You add those together and you get 70.
So on Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day or whichever day you end up celebrating either day, you and your significant other always will spend some time together. You know, maybe have a romantic candlelit dinner. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're sitting in a podcast room and there's only one lamp and you need to ask each other very romantic questions. Question number 25. So,
you're going to the last one first.
Would you surprise me with an expensive gift or would you consult with me before spending money on it?
For you? I mean, I just bought this giant soundboard and didn't say a word to you.
Well, that sounds like we don't have good communication in our relationship.
But are you happy about it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I know you better than you know yourself.
You didn't know what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Don't. That's our theme song. Yeah.
No, I liked it.
This is gonna get really annoying.
I didn't make a joke.
We gotta change it around. But
so question number 24.
So yeah, I guess. And realistically, I think it depends how expensive everything is. And I think typically you would talk with your significant other about that ahead of time if it is like very, very pricey, or you get like an idea like, hey, how expensive is too expensive? And then you decide from there. So maybe you don't say exactly what it is, but it's like in those old Christmas, not even old, but like every year Christmas commercials where it's like, I bought both of us a brand new $75,000 truck.
That was awesome. Yeah. Like, I didn't get one, I got two.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like some people might get mad about that, but they're in a different tax bracket.
Obviously. So, yeah. We're in the poverty line.
Which is why we have a podcast. So please support us. You know what to do. Buy the pickleball paddles, support Dane,
big ups,
etc. Look at the link in our bio for other stuff you can do, or just sponsor us.
Yeah. So my overall answer would be have a threshold that you and your partner agree upon. Mm-hmm. Anything above that, run it by that person.
So what I just said.
No,
good ideas. That's pretty original. Yeah,
yours was stupid. Mine was good.
Okay. You question 24 or 21?
All right, 24. How did we make each other smile this week?
Right now.
No,
you're laughing
right
now.
You.
I've never heard someone say I hate you and laugh that much.
Because
you love me.
I laugh because of how you said it.
What? Oh.
right now.
Yeah.
Like,
it also made me smile earlier when I went to call you, and just again, you connected in the call with your sister, Lindsay Reed.
Ooh, by the way.
Yeah?
You want to talk about who's unathletic?
We can get to that. I'm going to bring her up again later so we can talk about anything unathletic.
She's like a snail.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
She got
how did I make? I already made you smile, and you made me smile too. So there we go. We finished the question. That's all we need. Okay. So last question of the 24, 21, 25. So 21. What is it?
What are 3 ways to make our relationship better?
Get more supporters for the podcast. Get more subscribers for the podcast.
I want you to stop wearing so much green.
More Mountain Dew. I'm wearing a green shirt with a clover on it because
I find that offensive.
No, it's. I'm not going to make those jokes.
You can't make cancer jokes, dude.
No, I wasn't gonna make it.
Was it leprechaun jokes?
No. What was it? Because it's like lucky and stuff. So I was gonna go down probably a bad route, which I didn't go down.
Okay, fine.
Okay. And then I'm wearing a green Bass Pro hat because Bass Pro Shops is based out of Springfield, Missouri, where we're based out of. So that's pretty cool. Support local, Bass Pro.
That's okay. Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our relationship is thriving. We have a candlelit dinner. And Samuel and I are not lovers. I said not.
I make that one of our buttons. Just out of the blue. Samuel and I are not lovers. This is something right here.
I liked that one.
This is good. This is good. And then you have the last bullet point. Samuel and Dane disclose their Valentine's Day plans.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be out of town for work. So that's my plan. And I will.
What are your alternate plans then?
When you're listening to this, a few days ago, I went to a Taylor Swift instrumental show thing. I don't know exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Are you taking somebody with you?
Yes. No, I'm not going to say who though.
What's his name?
Have to make guesses.
Is it another man?
It's Michael.
Take it.
But that's what I did. And
Michael, will you go out with Samuel?
That's what I did. So you
made this person dinner, hypothetically?
Went to get dinner, and then also went to this Taylor Swift thing.
Ooh,
so that's all I'm going to share.
Sounds saucy.
Yeah. What about you? What were your Valentine's Day plans?
I'm going to teach the children again.
Hey, what you're going to teach them about God's love?
Yeah, I'm unbelievably busy all the time.
Yeah,
and
same.
Because like Sunday, I
go to church.
Well, no, I show up.
You don't?
No, well, I do.
Okay,
but before church.
Okay, before church, I sleep.
I guess I do too, but I have to go to a pre-meeting for serving communion this week.
Yeah.
And then I go to the first service, then serve communion. Then, actually, it's called a gathering. I was told not to call it a service.
Really?
Yeah. If you're on staff, you owe push-ups. If you if you call it a service, because service implies what we can get out of it instead of a gathering of believers. Okay. It somewhat makes sense, but I'm still mad about it because I always get,
you're like, I just want to wear jeans, okay?
I just want to wear jeans. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I teach kids at the 11 o'clock gathering. And then I go to my K-Life small group on Sunday afternoons. And then I was supposed to have...
Wait, you meet on Sundays?
We're about to.
Okay.
Yeah. And cool. I don't want to, but that's what the parents want to do. So
okay, I guess you listen to the parents.
Yeah, it's just when they can meet. And then I have my own personal small group where I'm supposed to be poured into, but our two leaders just stepped down to go help married people.
Losers.
Super selfish, yeah.
You're like, they don't need the help.
They already
need
won.
the help.
They already won.
They've already won the battle.
Dang it.
It's like the song, like, that's how I fight my battles. Like, right here is with you. They've already won.
It. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so,
it's Valentine's Day in 3 days, and you're just throwing it in my face.
Just throwing it in my face.
You're leaving me when you're all I have.
Unbelievable.
Man.
And so, with our leaders stepping down to go help with the marriage seminar conference thing, me and Jake Pridgeon are going to be the leaders now. So I get to lead another small group.
Shout out Jake Pridgeon.
Yeah, we both lead way too many small groups. Because I also then lead... we have leader meetings on Mondays. We have K-Life Club middle school on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I do Hill City youth ministry on Wednesdays. And then we are doing this on Thursday this week.
Yeah.
And then Friday, I hang out with friends. Saturday.
Well, am I nothing to you?
Well, I said we're hanging out with friends. We're doing this.
You said on Friday, hang out with friends.
I hang out with all of my friends?
Thursday, I record with you, and then Friday, I hang out with my friends. Like, where are we right now with this relationship?
I tried to connect with you, and you refused. You made it all about the podcast.
That's all I care about anymore, Dane. I'm using you.
For my body. Oh. Well, my voice is part
of
my
body. Your voice. I'm using you for your voice and your personality. Okay?
And then Saturday.
Yes.
I play Stratomatic at 9:30 until 11.
And then we hit kids with dodgeballs. With dodgeballs.
And then my parents are coming to town. They want to get dinner or something.
I'm really disappointed Michael will not be there because we can't slander him for throwing balls at like kindergartners like we did last year.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had like an ongoing multiple week thing where we were calling him out. And then we had the case of Michael Fuller. That's when I first really got into a lot of the sound effects. And then we eventually had him on. And then now he just shows up all the time. Yeah. Shout out to you, Michael.
We should do another case study. But yeah, that's my Valentine's Day's plans is to do a Valentine's Day themed thing for kids this week. We keep joking.
Dodgeball?
No, Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wednesday, we keep joking with the kids that we're going to make the guys ask a girl to dance, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And this week, we made them pair up with a girl to play a game, like a quick, 10-second game. And it was like pulling teeth. I'm like, all you have to do is play this 10-second game.
Speaking of pulling teeth, I'm going to the dentist in a couple weeks, but we can talk about that later on.
Don't go to them. They're haters.
Well, my tooth kind of hurts, so they're going to drill it.
They keep telling me to quit drinking Mountain Dew.
And you're like, bet.
Yeah, or no, to quit.
Yeah, and I'm like, bet.
No.
No cap.
No cap, I'm not.
I need that Riz in me.
But once and for all, I can't believe we got to watch the Super Bowl together.
I can't believe that. I don't know how it even happened, but the Packers were allowed to play. They're like, we actually did not want the 49ers in here that bad.
True.
So because we look back at the tape and we really think that positioning that the refs put the ball at wasn't where it should have been. So the Packers, you win by default. You're here and you won. You're Super Bowl champions. And Travis Kelce retired immediately because
Green Bay Packer fans, you are Super Bowl champions. Come get your merch. It always happens 4 seconds after.
And I can't wait until next year when I get to hear it. So that's gonna be fun.
Dang it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Chiefs just went crazy.
Yeah, and then Travis proposed.
He did.
And then they announced that Taylor's pregnant.
It was awkward though, because he didn't propose to the right blonde.
Yeah,
he was so just out of it. He proposed to
Erin Andrews.
She said yes,
which is my girlfriend.
It's really awkward how that happened.
I had to fly.
So
to
then
Vegas.
Taylor, she married Jackson Mahomes.
No, Taylor got in a cat fight.
Oh,
fought Aaron.
No. Brittany Mahomes. It finally happened.
Finally,
yes. We've been waiting for this day.
If Taylor if Taylor were to slap Brittany, I would give.
America would cheer.
A decent amount of money to see that. I'm talking $5.
That would make for some great music right there.
Music? Oh, yeah. For what comes from her?
Yeah, for that clapback.
I love all the memes that trash Britney because they're so funny.
It's honestly kind of bad because, I mean, she isn't always the greatest with her personal image just because she has thrown alcohol on people from sweets. And then other than that, that's the main thing.
She's older than Patrick. Do you know that?
How did they get married?
I don't. Well, they met in high school, I guess.
So she was finding the young guys.
She said that she kept dissing him. He kept asking her out. And then finally she realized he was the starting quarterback his sophomore year of high school. So,
and then she sensed it, I could be friends with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she
if I continue to date this high school quarterback. This is my only hope. So
it's my only
worked out for her. I don't know what we were talking. Oh, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
89-70. Yeah. What a score.
First half.
Yeah. Second half was a shutout though.
Yeah, but Usher, he really took the he took the mic and yeah.
I used to be able to rap a lot of that song.
It's a good song. Like any wedding you go to, like it's there and it slaps.
We're down on the low key.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Peace up, A-Town.
It was a good Super Bowl, but I think we already talked about some of it and like the streakers and everything else. Sorry, that wasn't that was Jason Kelce.
I was also a streaker. Streaking is a good way to get arrested.
Why would you streak at the Super Bowl also? Because you would have spent thousands of dollars for that game.
$6,000.
And for you to streak and get thrown out, that would be so dumb.
I feel like going to the Super Bowl wouldn't be as fun.
I feel like going to the production. But just one more thing. and I mean, not one more thing, but just really quick. With the price being so high to get in, the odds of something really stupid happening, like a streaker, is so low.
Or 1 in 2.
Travis or Jason.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, what were you saying?
I was going to say that I give the Chiefs a 99% chance of winning if I was to look back
won
in the past.
If you were looking in the future,
if I was,
like, before this all happened, you're like, they would have won.
Yeah.
And that's
clearly
why they
this
did.
is Monday, and I'm looking back at Thursday, Dane, and Thursday, Dane was probably thinking that there's a 99% chance that the Chiefs are going to win because you got to follow the money. And the NFL stands to make more money if the Chiefs win and market Mrs. Kelsey.
Well, that was
Travis Swift.
Well, that was the thing also. Like, it was so rigged, it was ridiculous because Brock Purdy threw for 847 yards, but each time they got down to about score, the refs just took the ball away. But then it just kept going.
You're going to timeout, mister.
Yeah, he had so many passing yards and almost touchdowns, but they just took it away.
You beating the Chiefs is not kind of Taylor.
So they had to make Mama Swift happy. That's Taylor. And then, so
my sister,
that's what happened.
My sister asked me in a real way. She goes, do you actually think the NFL's rigged? I said no, because there'd be too many people that have to be in on it. However, do I think the NFL does certain things to help increase the likelihood of what they want for the outcome? Yes.
Yeah, I could see something like that happen, but it's like so unlike, like, oh, they fumbled here. That was the NFL, like the Ravens guy. When he fumbled in end zone, you can't just...
That was dumb. Zay Flowers,
There's so many things where you can't, like,
for instance,
too much. But the only time I think it can really happen is, like, penalties.
Yeah.
And then maybe, like, they placed a ball not great.
Here's what the NFL would do is, I don't know, something like get an officiating crew that 60% of the time that they call games, the road team wins. Oh, wait, that happened in the AFC Championship game. Also, I could see the NFL going to officials before, like, games or weeks, all officials, quote unquote, and saying, hey, you need to watch for these type of penalties going into this next week. And they're specifically meaning a certain game, probably. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it's rigged.
Yeah, there's just so many things that would have to happen.
I want to hear somebody from the Manwagon podcast talk in my ears right now.
We'll talk more about the Super Bowl.
Jackson,
next week.
I want you to talk into my ears.
Who?
Jackson?
That's not the name.
Is that not his name?
No, we'll listen to who it is. But yeah, we have a voice memo, which I haven't said who it is, but I did write it down. So yeah. This is a voice memo entitled Get Your Improv Hats On from the A Man Wagon podcast. So shout out.
Hey, it's Joshua. Saw that you're recording tonight. Decided to leave a voicemail. We're going to play a game called Sound Stories in honor of your new soundboard. Congrats, by the way. I'm going to tell a story, and you guys are going to make the sound effects with your mouth. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Billy who really was tired. Let me tell you, he was tired. All right, but Billy did not stop him because Billy is such a big fan of sports. He went outside. He went to his local baseball field, which happened to be in his backyard. And his friends greeted him happily.
Shut up.
Whoa.
I'm going to burn your house down.
And then when they started, Billy, he's got an arm, let me tell you.
Whoa, look at that arm. Huh?
It was a strike. He threw it again. Strike.
Yep.
Threw it again. Oh, it looks like Billy's friend hit a home run.
Going right into the face of that mom of 3.
Was that it?
I don't know.
Well, hopefully that was good. I don't know.
First off, Joshua, I apologize for calling you Jackson. But it's a little late, and I've had only a little Mountain Dew.
As soon as you introduced yourself, Dane threw his hands in the air like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? That was pretty good. I don't know how much everybody heard from what he was saying. Wow, Dane, that was a good one. Gosh.
I want my own soundboard.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we don't have any questions there, which is great, so we can keep that pretty short. But thank you. That was fun to do, you know?
It was interesting, and I didn't know like
what was going to happen.
What was good? Yeah,
At first I thought I'd have to click the sound that would go best.
That's what I thought
but
too.
Then we were going like, ooh, okay.
He said sound with your mouth, and I was like, wait, when? Like, because you're going to be talking while I'm doing this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? That was kind of fun.
Yeah. So what that mouth do? Wait, what?
What that mouth do? You know, we had some Spotify Q&A responses. You know, because why not? I like throwing
What do
those.
you mean, why not?
Well, I throw those questions
I want them.
Okay, yeah.
Give them to me.
Okay, so I don't know if you read what the poll was this week.
I can't read.
That's true.
So
I put, who would be the better president?
Oh, Dane.
Dane or Taylor Swift?
Ooh, this is
Dane
tough.
received 100% of the vote.
Yes.
So shout out to you, Dane.
How many votes were there? Were like 100,000?
7.
Nice. I'll take all 7.
I don't think people always scroll down in the polls.
Well, that's because Taylor's oppressive and I'm younger and I'm in way better shape.
Yeah.
Has she overcome the adversity
she's
of having to get a
distracted
job?
by being married to an NFL superstar. It's
She's
like
not
how
married.
she's going to be, I said.
Yeah.
So
But you got to think about it. She's never had to have a real job.
Mhm.
I'm a man for the working people. If
Yeah.
you want to vote for somebody
Yeah.
who you think
Preach.
will put your families first, put food on your table, you're voting for a guy.
Yeah.
Vote Beesmeyer 2032.
man, shout out.
That's when I'll be 35 in order to run.
Yeah. The other thing was I put out an open-ended question. What
like
are your
that.
most random predictions for Super Bowl 58? It's crazy because again, this is after the Super Bowl already happened. So all these actually happened. I was
They
surprised.
just came in late.
I was
Everybody's super
I was
lame.
surprised these all happened. But one of the things that happened that Angela Birdwell reminded us of was that Taylor Swift arrives by some sort of box when she made it, and the Chiefs will narrowly win, which they did. And then it says the Chiefs will wear a white uniform, which I don't think that's a prediction because I think
it's already determined.
I think they already showed the uniforms they're wearing. And then she put, I get my football info just from this pod. So
nice.
Shout out. We're your sports podcast, Angela.
Big ups.
That's always fun. Next person, guess who it's from?
I'm going to go with that punk hole. Jack Holmgren.
No, it's Allie Hoopy.
Oh, Allie's not a punk hole. Allie's cool.
She put Taylor.
Jack's a punk though.
Yeah, he doesn't respond in these very often. She put Taylor will come out and perform with Usher. On episode 55, I predicted the 49ers to win, and I stand by that. Go Niners.
Wow.
Boo. Too bad the Chiefs won.
Allie could have won a lot of money here.
Yeah, she could have.
Actually, did you know the 49ers are favored?
Yeah, they've been favored all year.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they're favored by 1.5 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is so Vegas of them to have it be this betting line.
Yeah.
Chiefs are definitely did win.
Yeah. Final person, someone we just heard from, Joshua Schmitz. He put, it'd be cool if it somehow ended in a tie. Nobody wins except everyone but them, with emoji with like the hands up. Like I
would love it to end in a tie just to throw in the face of communism.
But it didn't because the Chiefs won by so much.
By so many
much.
points.
So much.
And then Dane had to move out of Missouri because he's tired of these dang Chiefs fans.
Yeah. But now they're worldwide because of Travis Kelce.
Makes me very upset, if I'm being honest.
I'm sorry. Sorry that happened. So yeah, we got the Spotify Q&A out of the way. We got the voice memos out of the way. We also had an Instagram question come in from Elizabeth Haney, and she put, what is the best and worst best and worst Valentine's Day gift you have given?
Oh.
I don't give bad gifts. So there's always that.
You never got me a gift.
I'm so sorry.
Not even this heart locket with our first photo together in it.
Honestly, I didn't really think about this one too much, and I can't really think of a lot of gifts. I feel like I usually keep it pretty simple. Usually it's more just like dinner and stuff, but I think roses are a good option for just a sweet...
I read a fun fact about roses.
It's a sweet gift to do, and I think that would probably be my best. Worst, I only give good gifts. I'm too good.
Did you know 250 million roses are grown for Valentine's Day every year?
Doesn't really surprise me, because if you think about it, let's say 5 roses per person... That's
or a dozen, if you will.
50. Well, I was just saying 5 is a lower number. That's 50 million people giving roses, which would be less than that if they're giving a dozen on average.
I had 2 dozen roses.
Do you have a best gift or worst gift you have given? You said you've only had like one Valentine's Day. Yeah. So your best will also be your worst.
Exactly. Because we broke up. Spoiler alerts. Not on Valentine's Day, but
day after.
No. It was months later. But so it was when I was 20 years old, broke as a joke, and I was
oh dang it. No.
The blue one.
There we go. Sorry.
And so I was dating this girl at the time, and we were both in college, didn't really like have a ton of money because I had to work and pay bills and also go to school full time.
Yeah.
And then also, buy her dinner every time, which that's the thing they don't tell you when you get in a relationship is that every time you go out to eat, it's at least $20 now.
It's so pricey.
It is so pricey. However, so I was like, man, Valentine's Day is coming up. I really don't have any money. I got to pay rent, got to pay for gas and all kinds of different things. And so I was like, man, how am I going to do this? Because I don't want her to not have a good Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I was in class in the spring semester and I was like, you know what I could do? I could sell my textbooks. And so I sold my textbooks.
While you're still in the classes?
While I was still in the classes.
Dang, what are you doing?
Well, you say, what am I doing? And I was presented with options here. I was like, hey, I can take this girl out on a date on Valentine's Day, or I could not read these books anyways. So
shout out.
I sold the books and we went to a place to eat dinner. And I said, hey, what we should do? Play a fun game called Can We Eat for Under $50?
Oh.
And luckily for us, we did. And this place was cool. It was like a normal, it's Civil Kitchen here in Springfield.
Oh, I think that's the place I was in Farmers Park?
No. This place is downtown.
Never mind.
Yeah. But
everyone has one.
Everybody does have one.
Except if they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have complimentary strawberries, and they threw a white tablecloth over, or it was chocolate covered strawberries, and a white tablecloth over the things. And then we went back and we got to watch a movie. Blah 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 blah. And so now what I do for Valentine's Day every year is I watch the movie Valentine's Day.
That's
starring Taylor Swift.
That's true. Except you have small group.
Dang it.
I'm sorry. Do not watch that with your small group kids. You will get in trouble.
It's actually not that inappropriate.
It probably wouldn't be great though to watch with
them. It's not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it by yourself.
Because I'm pretty sure they use bad words or something.
Wouldn't be great. So where do you learn those bad words? Well, learn that small group.
Mr. Dane taught us.
Man. That would be interesting right there.
What about you, Mr. Crew?
I already responded. I said like roses and stuff.
Oh,
it's usually just like dinner roses. Kind of keep it simple, something along those lines.
Exactly.
If there's anything else,
read the Apple review.
I can't remember. Yeah, there was an Apple review this week, which it's not okay. So I'll just read it first.
I like it.
The username is GGMama44, and it was entitled "Lit," and it said this podcast is lit with lots of fire emojis. This isn't a great one because this is from the other day. It was my mom's birthday and my grandma came over, and then my sister took my grandma's phone.
Rachel or Rebecca?
Rebecca took my grandma's phone and then left a review for her because she was like, I can't ever get on your podcast. I don't know how to do it. And then we found it on Apple, and then immediately my sister took the phone and started leaving a review, which I don't think Rebecca has left us a review. But now she's left it from my grandma's phone.
Rebecca said,
I know. She needs to leave us one because I don't think she has. But
I don't think she has.
I know she hasn't because I told her, I'm like, why haven't you? And she's like, I don't have Apple, whatever. I'm like, you can just use an account and log in and do it. It's not too hard.
Ask her how she listens to anything.
I think she listened on, I know lately she's just been listening on like the browser or something. And I know for a while it was like Google Podcasts, but we literally have a Spotify family plan that only has 5 or 6 people. And she could be the 6th person.
Just log in, yeah.
But she hasn't yet. Like, just do that. It's so much easier.
Shout out to Spotify, though.
Yeah. That came from my grandma's phone, but it was my sister who left it, and I saw it happen. I actually think I clicked post. So it's kind of me leaving the review, but I didn't write it.
Review for us.
But I didn't write it. I just clicked the post thing, and then I'm pretty sure we subscribed from my grandma's phone.
Submitting stuff now. It's gonna be great.
It'll be interesting to see if my grandma listens this far in the episode because she sent me a text earlier and she wasn't for sure how to get it working. So I had to send her a link, and I hope you are listening. And if you are, hey, Grandma.
big shout out to Grandma.
Yeah.
And big shout out to our number one sponsor of the week.
Number one sponsor of the week, Jesus Christ
of Nazareth.
It's still Nazareth. I can't ever
Nazareth, you meatball.
I know. He still loves me.
So Dane finished Isaiah last week, right?
Yeah. Just really quick. I'm so bad at that word.
Nazareth?
Yeah. I'm just like suffering like with it.
Dang it. I'm mad I put the subject of what I was going to talk about.
Sorry.
On there.
No, I didn't. No. Spoiler. That's the word.
Dang
Sorry.
it.
I'm suffering trying to say.
So
Hebrews 2:10.
I'm going to slash your tires. Speaking of suffering.
Yeah. Let's go back to it.
So I finished Isaiah last week. And then I was praying to God. I read Psalm 42 because every time I finish a book, I'll read a few Psalms while I'm trying to decide what I want to read next. And because I read every day, I've read every day the Bible.
How do you not know how to read?
Well, through Braille. I told Lindsay that one time. She thought it was funny too.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
I'm sorry to all the blind people. But what was it? I'll read Psalms or Proverbs while I'm trying to decide which book of the Bible I'm going to read next. I knew I wanted to read New Testament this time.
Yeah.
But
usually I just kind of grab like a cup of coffee and like I go to like some coffee shop and I'm just like, yeah, who makes that for you? And it's like Hebrews.
Go home. I'll finish it out from here. I got it.
Don't click the button. I was like, I thought you had to click the record button to stop this.
No, I would never do that.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So this time I was praying and I was like, God, what do you want me to read? And then really just Hebrews kind of came to my mind and put it on my heart. So I've gotten to, I think I'm in chapter 3 or 4 now. But so Hebrews 2:10 says, in bringing many sons and daughters to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through whom everything exists, should make the pioneer of their salvation perfect through what he suffered. So I think whenever I read it, let me go to the ESV version here.
Ezva,
if you will.
Ezva.
So in the ESV version, it puts it like this. For it was fitting that he, for whom and by whom all things exist, in bringing many sons to glory, should the founder of their salvation perfect, or should make the founder of their salvation perfect through suffering. And I kind of I didn't underline or highlight it because I don't like to write my Bible, but I really marked that down. He was made perfect through suffering.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about how we start praying these things like, God, make me strong, make me wise, and then kind of forsake the idea of like, how is God going to do this? Because I always ask college students, and I probably have said this before, but if you were God, how would you get your attention? Because like, is it going to be this little tap on the shoulder? Like, hey, you should probably do this. Like, pick up your laundry. Kind of like when your mom tells you the first time, you never listen the first time. You always listen whenever she comes in.
Yeah, like the
and
7th or 8th
makes
time.
a big scene. Yeah. And so likewise, in order to get your attention in the perfect way that God knows he can get your attention, he will smack you in the face so often. And I always say he tears you down to build you up. And so within that, it's him making you more like him because he is perfect. So through sanctification, making us perfect through suffering. And so we count it all joy, brothers, when we face trials of various kinds in James 2 verses 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, I was reading about suffering and then how that relates to my life because I've been through a lot of suffering and all that jazz. And then just learning to love suffering and learning to love and really consider it an honor to even suffer in a fraction of a way that our Lord suffered. And so that's what I was thinking while I was reading chapter 2.
Shout out.
And whatnot. So
thanks for sharing.
Big ups.
Number 2, sponsor of the week, Jake Trust in Art. Big shout out to Jake Trust in Art because not only does he make great art and everything else, but last week I went to church. Shout out to me.
I seen you there.
But I got there a little late, and I have never seen more people at an early service in my life.
Because we swung the pendulum too far.
No. Yeah. So now it's just like, now there's, I don't want to say there's too many people coming to church, but it kind of seems that way. But keep coming. We're
going to go to 3 services after Easter.
You probably will have to.
But don't tell everybody.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Unless you listen to the hour and 13-minute mark on the podcast.
Big ups.
This could be the longest one ever, potentially. But there was like 10 rows going outside of the sanctuary. Hopefully that's what it's called. I don't know if they have a different word for it or I have to do push-ups. But
auditorium.
I did notice there was one seat in the front row of the rows that were outside at the sanctuary. And who will it be?
Right next to a cute person.
But Michaela and Jake Trust in Art. And I was like, thanks for saving me a seat, buddy.
And he said, don't sit next to me.
Yeah. We'll get there. But yeah, we did sit down and everything else. And then right after the service, we started talking. And then someone else
came.
Well, they didn't really come up. He saw someone else and he started talking to them. like mid conversation with me, and apparently they have a podcast, and I'm like, why are you cheating on me?
Ooh,
and yeah, I figured it would be kind of a long conversation, so then I end up leaving. But then he did send me a message the following day.
See?
And he said, sorry I jetted off yesterday and didn't get to talk to you yesterday after church. I'm listening to episode 58 for Super Bowl 58 of the pod right now. And then he said, love the shout out 10 minutes in. Haha. So because of that, it is okay, Jake. I forgive you. And I understand that there are other people to talk to, and we already talk to you every week. But if you would release more vlogs, then you could be talking to me as well. So I need that third vlog because you do have a good YouTube channel. So please do that. And then you can continue to be the second sponsor of the week.
One of these days when I marry a doctor, I'm going to, I already told Jake I'm going to have him do a bunch of sports paintings for me.
I thought you were going to say you're going to have him deliver your wife's baby.
No, he's not allowed to deliver a baby.
Can he draw?
I don't trust
the birthing of your baby.
I don't trust doctors to do that.
This is for me and my wife.
Yeah, we're doing a water birth.
Yep,
it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, third sponsor of the week. Didn't know who it was going to be, but we're going back to it.
Hy-Vee.
Lecrae.
Oh,
Hy-Vee. I'll get to that for a second. So Lecrae, yeah, one of my favorite artists ever. He's actually coming to Springfield here in like a month. He's gonna be at Winter Jam, so that's gonna be cool.
I don't believe you.
He's like the second headliner
in a month
below Crowder. He comes in March.
Why? That's not winter.
We're always like one of the last cities. It starts like in December and then it goes through like March.
It's not even cold
but
here.
Because he had to go to the Grammys and get to Grammys and everything else, they actually did have a fill-in for him, and it was Hy-Vee.
Nice.
So you did shout him out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It was 70 degrees here today.
It was so nice. It's starting to feel like spring, which is good.
I hate it.
But it's going to snow potentially on Sunday night.
It better.
So yeah.
It better snow so much that my work's roof implodes.
Are you saying that's your final thought?
No. My final thought is thinking about lifetime stats.
Okay.
Because you think about it, how many pizzas have you eaten in your life thus far?
So in college, there was a point where one of the local grocery stores had a really good deal on frozen pizzas, and legitimately everything I think in my freezer was pizza. Like I took a picture of it, and I think I had about 15 pizzas stacked on top of each other, and it was pretty awesome.
Not
but
enough.
I probably average. It's gotta be at least 2 pizzas a month, maybe.
The past 2 nights I've had pizza for dinner because youth ministry.
Yeah, I would say, so let's say on average 2 pizzas a month, which is probably pretty accurate. And so that's roughly about 100 pizzas a year. That's not right. 2 pizzas a month, that's 24.
It's 24, you meatball.
I did the math
I thought 365.
We were both off. So on average, probably about 20 a year. And then you do the math, that's probably only consistent for about the past 10 years. So that's 200 pizzas. I probably have eaten somewhere in the realm of 200 to 400 pizzas in my life.
See, that's a lot more than you think it would be.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was higher, but I bet you it's somewhere in that general range.
Yeah, 200 to 400 pizzas. And when I was younger,
200 to 400 pizzas, but then I've probably had pizza probably well over 1,000 times.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about too.
Yeah.
But even I've had more for sure, because when I was growing up, my family has a tradition, Pizza Fridays.
Yeah.
And so every Friday we have pizza.
That's 52 a year.
That's at least 52
Except on leap year since 54.
Then it's at least 63.
Mm-hmm.
No. So that's at least 52 pizzas a year. And then plus all the times I've gone to events that I've had pizzas, like last night I had 5 pieces of pizza at this thing.
Yeah.
And the night before I had 4 more pieces of pizza. Shout out to Joe Hendricks for getting the pizza that I like, which is jalapeno and pineapple.
What was that for?
For middle school K-Life.
Okay. I was like, why am I not invited to these things? And then I realized that's why.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's it for me.
My final thoughts is actually going back to, I'm not going to say she's a hater of the podcast, because she isn't, but you sometimes say it.
When would I say that?
I don't know. I feel like you've said it before. No, she's just one of your haters in general. And that is your sister, Lindsay Reed.
Yeah.
And she originally wanted to be our third sponsor of the week because she's like, I've never been a sponsor. And I'm like, I'm sure you've been a sponsor sometime in our first 58 episodes. So as you noticed, she was not a sponsor on episode 59, which is happening right now. But that's because I did some fact checking, and on episode 18, which was the one where I met Ben Rector and we talked about Taylor Swift, which I can say that about most episodes. We talked about Taylor Swift, but you were the third sponsor of the week. So if you want to hear your name as a sponsor, go to episode 18. It was a big one for us.
It was.
But again, I mentioned earlier, I called you because I was going to say like, hey, when are we doing the pod? And then you combined our calls. So then we all had a good conversation together, which was really nice. It's always encouraging to hear
I usually just get
really
tired of talking
not
to her.
you. It's more so it's her because she's encouraging about our podcast and it makes me like smile a little bit. So that's nice.
No, it doesn't.
But she ended up sending me and you a text, which is quotes from Dane, which I'm assuming these happened during the call.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so I'm going to read these off for some of my final thoughts. Here's what she sent to both myself and Dane. I mean, Dane said it. He knows what he says. But here, until next weekers, here's what you get. Quotes from Dane. I don't know why you became a teacher. You should have been something more you, like a monk. It doesn't surprise me.
She should shave her head.
Oh my gosh. That wasn't one of the quotes. Next quote. I don't know how to take that. What?
No, this is conversation.
Oh, wow. I'm stupid. I didn't read all of it. I thought I was going to be surprised. So, okay. So it's, I don't know why you became a teacher. You should have been something more you, like a monk. And then it was, I don't know how to take that. And you said, I don't know how to be more clear.
I don't know how to, I think I said something like, I don't know how to be more clear, Lindsay.
Yeah. It's like, you should have been a monk. Like, no, she can't be a monk because she's married to Daniel.
Well, yeah. She was telling me some story about teaching again.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Daniel's never on these calls.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So true. And so I go.
He was on the podcast once, though. I think you did call him for like some question, like a biblical question. Yes, and he gave a really that was early on.
Nephilim.
Okay, but yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, she was talking about some teaching thing that happened again, and then I was like, Lindsay, you have all these problems, and I don't know why you chose this life for yourself. You should have been something more you, like a monk.
Makes sense, I guess,
because she loves the cats more than she loves Daniel. So. Daniel, if you're listening, if you happen to be in the car with Lindsay while she's listening to this.
Or when she's getting ready in the morning.
Or that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they get up at different times because he's ministry job and she's teaching job.
Also, during the call, at one point she was like, your episodes, she likes them, but she doesn't, because they're so long, she has to split them up a lot. So I was like,
that's how it goes.
This might be our longest episode ever.
Hey,
literally 2 hours after talking to her, we're over an hour 20 minutes. Yeah. We are close. This is our second longest ever. That might push past and become our longest. We'll see. But do you have any other final thoughts before I kind of close this out here? Because this is a long one, and we want to make sure that Lindsay can get to work okay in the morning.
Just remember, electing me as president will get you free pizza.
And 100% of the people have voted for you so far in our Spotify polls. So continue to vote in our Spotify polls if we have them. It can be kind of random sometimes, but we'd like the support there, you know?
I forgot to write my manifesto.
You can save that until next week.
If I have time next week or this upcoming week, I will write a manifesto.
Which manifesto this time? You already did
the Dane's manifesto.
Oh, you have a new one?
Last time was the Cowboys manifesto.
So you're going to have a lot of manifestos.
Exactly.
Let's keep
this
them
one's
on
more about
those
life.
topics. Okay.
Not communism?
No, that's already a thing. A communist manifesto. Do not do that.
That's where I got the word manifesto from. So shout out to manifestos.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but just because you brought that up, we did get one other message earlier, and it was from Michael Fuller when I said, hey, question, send them in. And of course, Michael sent a message, and I wasn't going to read it, but we brought up the communist manifesto, and he put, is Dane's hair red because he's a communist?
No, because look, I got cancer on purpose so my hair would come back yellow.
And on that note, if you need 2 pickleball paddles, go to Friday Pickleball and use my code Samuel14434. Please support me that way. Also, Dane, some of you have already we're surprised, but some of you have actually supported Dane.
Big
that
ups,
don't even
people.
know him, but you've also listened to him for 59 episodes now. So you know him better than he knows you.
You know a lot of my stories.
Thank you for supporting him so far.
Yeah.
If you also that's a great timing for that. That's a great timing.
Yeah, this one too.
Stop. Serious. No. Stop.
Give me my own mic. I mean, board.
You have a mic. But yeah, if you want to support Dane, the links in the bio, the pickleball links in the bio. Again, If you decide to support Dane, make sure to send him a message so he knows, because he needs it for tracking purposes. Also, just keep telling your friends if you enjoy this podcast, because that's the best way to raise the rankings, raise the views, raise the plays, raise the joy in this world. Because I guess some of you guys laugh out loud. That's what you've said. It's cool.
Yeah, allegedly.
Prove it. I haven't seen it in person. We'll see.
You want to share joy with others.
Next time I go to a Ghost Runners event, even though you haven't listened yet, even though you were supposed to listen to an episode a long time ago, you just need to show up and just be like, how many people will recognize you? Just out of the blue, like, everyone's like, that's Dane. Like,
that's the cancer guy. Yeah, that's me.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. It's out of the blue. If you showed up, people are like, so why do you listen to the podcast? I don't.
I'm right here.
I just have my own podcast. That's what I'm doing this for.
Why do you listen to this Ghost Runners podcast? I've never even heard of these guys.
No. I'm just here with that guy. I'm waiting until next week.
I'm waiting with that tall guy over there.
Yeah.
But all right.
So
time to end the episode.
Oh, no. Also, just leave 5 stars. Like I said, Apple, Spotify, leave voice memos, follow us on Instagram. Keep Dane in your prayers, I guess.
You do what you want, people.
Yeah, do
you
it.
Leave us 4 stars if you want.
No, please don't.
Even 1.
5. Please 5.
I like 1.
You can leave us 1 star if you buy pickleball paddles.
No, don't buy those.
Yeah, so
get your own and make it out of wood.
We'll see if this is the longest episode ever, but we don't know yet. But it is long, so if you made it this far, you're crazy. This has been
I'm out of control.
Episode 59 of the Until Next Week podcast.
I love the fans.